And we're on, Kiwi.
Welcome to Otaku International Podcast. I'm Kiwi, and this week we're having a conversation about One Piece chapter 1014. Today we'll be talking about Luffy's defeat and what was going on with Momo, and Chopper's battle with Queen, and Kaido's announced Luffy's defeat, and also Kanjuro's added again, and Kaido versus Kinemon. So here with me hosting today we have Muninn,
Hi.
Pizza-kun,
Hello.
and Ike.
Hey.
We're also going to rate this chapter 1 out of 10. We have a live Q about the chapter. Then we're going to open the chat for any questions. Please keep your questions until we post them, until the end, because later on we are going to talk about what's going to happen to the next chapter. Now, before we start, join our Discord, be part of the Otaku family, talk about all types of anime, manga, webtoons, and manhwas that you can think of. We have great people from all around the world. Come join us and talk to other people just like you. Now, let's get started. Let's talk about the cover page of chapter 1014. What do you guys, Muninn?
So I was pretty happy to see Law on the cover page again. Law is my favorite character, and I'm really interested in stories, in Japanese stories, and to learn about the story behind this cover page, what inspired it, was really great, because actually I didn't know the story. So on the cover page we have this Japanese style room, like old style room, with some shelves with a Japanese painted porcelain, and we have this folding screen behind Law, where there is a bamboo forest with a tiger, and the tiger is coming out of the screen and tries to steal food. And Law is sitting in front of it in like this monk pose, like with like his hands like this, and he's scratching his head. This is the reference to a Japanese folklore or a Japanese story where a lord was trying to test a monk, and he lied to the monk that a tiger is coming out of this folding screen, and the monk had to like solve this puzzle, or had like to solve this story, that lie that the lord told the monk with his wits. And we know like Law is the intellectual character in One Piece. He's like the tactics guy. And another thing that's referencing is Law's name, because Law's nickname from Luffy is Torao, and Tora is Japanese for tiger. So it ties to his name too.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean,
so for this story, Law is actually the perfect character to be in this place.
Wow.
So what do you think, Pizza?
I mean, it's funny. I didn't know all that background, so thank you, Muninn, for like enlightening me about it. I mean, I've seen it, and I'm like, why a tiger, and why does he do that, like weird monkey pose, with scratching his head? I mean that explains it, though.
There is also Toei Animation also produced an anime based on this legend, and it's a pretty old anime. It was between 1975 and 1982.
Someone did their homework.
Ooh.
I mean, I wish they did the homework on animating JoJo Part 6,
For you.
man. Come on.
Get out of here.
Bro, I'm still waiting, but we are like 2 weeks further. We're still at
Yeah.
Part 1, Episode 1, man. What's going on?
we're gonna have to continue that later. I'm working way too much. But
Yeah.
you know
All
what?
right, so
actually, I
let's-
want to talk about this cover page as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about this cover page as well. You know what? On top of that, like, you know what? All the very fine details that are in it is it's really cool. And I like how he kind of gives you the hints all around the page, which is always on every like cover page. And I love that Oda does that. That's all I want to say, because you know what?
I mean, Oda doesn't
Muninn already
forget
show.
detail. Exactly. She did her homework.
No, he doesn't.
All right. So the
That's
next
good, Kiwi.
So let's discuss about the chapter that was the big shocking, Luffy's defeat. Now, in chapter 1 and 2, where Luffy's falling down for where their battle, it's crazy how, like, Kaido just basically, like, kind of thing, like, we didn't know what happened. It's an off-screen fight, so we have so much speculation and so much what's gonna happen. He even mocks Luffy, saying, "What is it again? Is it Gumo Gumo no?" And then he was like laughing at Luffy, like Luffy's thing, and he even called out Luffy, saying, "You're not even Joy Boy. You're not qualified to be Joy Boy." So I was like, whoa, this is insane. And he even has to locate, like, he wants to locate Momonosuke and everybody else. So I want to put this on your opinion. I want to get your opinion of this page 1 and page 2, Muninn. What do you think about this?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. So, first of all, we have in the first panel we see like this wide shot of Onigashima just floating in the air, and then we see like Luffy falling and Kaido standing there and saying that Luffy's technique is not perfect. It's not completed. Like, he has his flaws in his technique, and his Gumo Gumo no, which is referring not to his completely to his haki, it is referring to his devil fruit. And then he's laughing, and then he's making this reference, and he's the
mockery.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he is the first character that actually says, or actually in words compares him to Joy Boy.
Yes.
We had this hint in One Piece, but we never had a character saying, you remind me of Joy Boy, or you seem to be like Joy Boy. And now Kaido is saying it, but he is saying it like, you're not Joy Boy.
Yeah.
And he says, you couldn't be Joy Boy either, which means they're facing Kaido, who were like the Joy Boys of their time, or there were other characters before Luffy that had this place in the world to be the next Joy Boy. And that's we talked about it earlier in the chapter, that there had to be other people before Luffy to have this reputation, or have this reputation to that they possibly could be Joy Boy. And now we have this reference from Oda, and then him going like saying that they should announce the outcome of the Battle of Onigashima and announcing Luffy's defeat. Oh my god. And Luffy we know he falls, and we see him splashing. We see him falling into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When Kaido says you seem like you couldn't be Joy Boy either, he is falling into the water. We see him that he's in water.
Mm-hmm. All
He
right.
is drowning.
What about you, Pizza?
I mean, it seems like Muninn. She forgot to mention that Kaido is pretty beat up as well. I mean, you can see blood
Yeah,
all over
Yeah,
his
he is
face.
beat up.
I was about to say
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it, but you
But-
didn't mention it.
Oh,
But we
look at
have
that.
to also have to be to think about were the other Joy Boys before Luffy
Yes.
able to beat Kaido up to that level?
I mean, I don't think Kaido or in general there was a lot of Joy Boys basically because it all happened in the Void Century. Only a specific limited amount of people know about the Void Century, which we currently know of is like the five elders, of course, Imu Sama, and the Roger Pirates. So I think he indirectly mentions Roger because he died a year or two ago, or a year after he became the Pirate King. That he himself stated as well that Joy Boy left a beautiful treasure, and we saw or we read in
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
the Fishman arc that Joy Boy apologized. We don't know why he apologized, but we know because of Roger that he did, or Robin that he did. So I think he's indirectly calling out Roger for being insignificant. So he's trash talking Luffy and he's trash talking Roger. And I mean, and the splash, I mean, even though he's in the water, I mean, he can people can still stretch him out. That's also a thing. Only his ability to swim and whatever doesn't work, but his ability still does work. Like we saw in like the beginning arc, with Arlong, that he could stretch
Mhm.
his head out of the water.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It was this like you cannot swim, but you don't lose your devil fruit powers.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, you cannot move, but if somebody moves you,
Yeah, exactly.
your devil fruit still works.
I mean, King is a fishman, right? If I remember correctly. He was spending a day on the water, like unable to move,
Jack.
like after Jack. Yeah, Jack, that
That's
was
Jack.
yeah.
What about you, Ike?
So going into these two chapters, like they just said, like the way he's monologuing it and the way he's talking trash about Luffy is just hilarious.
True.
Like it makes sense. He needs to be talking trash right now. It makes sense for Kaido to be talking trash because you know what? After he just did all that, like, come on now, you can't be talking that big. You're not gonna freaking actually back it up.
True.
But like you said, he is beat. Like Kaido is bleeding all over. He's not just hurt. He is bleeding all over. So that means Luffy was putting down damage. And I mean damage big time. And like those little things, man, like I just, man, it's crazy. Yeah, we saw it coming though. We kind of knew Luffy wasn't going to be able to beat him. We all said it. We knew that he was going to need some sort of help. And then just seeing Luffy splash in the water, he's definitely in the water, and no one is there to catch him. Absolutely nobody's there to catch him. So that's, you know what, later on when we talk about that, that's just, we know he's in there. We know he's in there. No one grabbed him. He's not landing on a rock. He went in the water, and that's the ocean. So that's, man. And then now that Kaido's like, you know what, let's announce the income to my battle throughout the on Onigashima. I'm sorry.
Onigashima.
Yeah. I mean, it's Ike. It's the third time he got smacked down.
Right?
Yes.
So many times.
Yes.
Bro, first in the beginning when he got literally one-shotted. The second one was previously before this one. He got like knocked out and then he came back up again. I got knocked down. I got knocked down. And it's literally the third time, and you could like think third time is a charm, but definitely it's not in this case.
I'm happy he didn't do one of those freaking villain monologues though, where he just stays up there. He's like, ha, 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 I'm just gonna wait for them all to come up here. No, he's going straight back down there. I think that's
I have a question though.
Save your question, Muninn. Save your question for now. With that, but before we answer that question, let's talk about something that I kind of like want to point out with everybody else. It's about Joy Boy. Now, you said like when Pizza said or the generation of Joy Boy, I have a feeling that Joy Boy is something that is like I don't think it could be Roger. It's not. I don't think it's Roger or equivalent of Roger because Roger did say he wants to meet Joy Boy. So Joy Boy is something different, and I'm feeling that when he said you cannot be Joy Boy, I feel like Luffy can surpass Joy Boy, meaning that he needs to show, okay, Kaido's comparing me to Joy Boy. So, like, I know, like, in the head, like, oh, he's getting compared to Joy Boy. But I feel like Oda was trying to do in this story is that showing everybody that maybe Luffy cannot be Joy Boy, but he can be something else. Like something greater than Joy Boy.
I mean, we don't even know who Joy Boy is. We know his
or
name.
even
yes,
what
I
it's
have
about.
a question
So
on
we
that.
can't speculate on that.
I know, but it's just I wanted to put that in because it's kind of interesting. It says you could not be Joy Boy either, and that kind of stuck with me and saying, why you mean you can't be a Joy Boy and stuff? And that's why I said I don't think it's not about generation. I think is that Kaido knows about the voice century a little bit. That's why he was keen for Robin. He wants to make sure that somebody can also clarify what he knows about the voice century. He knows a little bit about it, but he doesn't know full. I think that the reason they were defeated, and I'll save this question later on when we discuss it because it's a speculation that I just put it up and I've been thinking about it all day. So Muninn, what is your question?
I wanted to ask, what do you think? How does Kaido know of Joy Boy?
Yes.
Because Joy Boy is only mentioned on the poneglyphs.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to read the poneglyphs to know about Joy Boy. So how? Kaido, how?
Or to have had someone that knows how to read it, because you got to remember, Kaido and Big Mom still have a connection together. You got to remember that.
And also, like that's the speculation that I was gonna answer later on.
But Pudding couldn't do it because she couldn't read it.
Yeah.
That's why Big Mom is interested in Robin, because Pudding cannot read the poneglyphs because her third eye isn't opened.
Yep, that is true.
I mean, imagine it has to do with Zebek, I mean, they were both in his crew. They were both dominating that era. And I mean, it's the same era as Roger, so they could easily know more,
All right. So let's get to the next one. What's going on with Momo? And with Momo, in this chapter, it's incredible. It's like it was explaining in like page 3 that it was like young. They were saying about Momonosuke has been spotted and stuff like that. And Yamato is trying her best. Him or her. It's so hard. But I. Trying to get out of the way to go up there to stop her father in order to produce. I think she knows something that she has to, and she has to stop it before anything happens. And also, Momonosuke, it seems like he's starting to get what the book is about when he was reading. And he seems like, I can't really afford to die now. like after what he read to the book, and I have a feeling I know what it is, but we can discuss that. Also, Shinobu says that he like Momonosuke has like a headache or something. I don't know how that goes, but he's in pain right now. So I feel like it's a lot of things that are happening. And then we go down to Queen 2. So before we move on to that discussion, what do you think, Pizza, about this with Momo?
I mean, the funniest thing still for me is like when they break open and then all of a sudden Yamato comes out and screams, "I am Odin." You know, that's the first thing that
Yes.
caught my attention.
She's like, I am loaded.
Yeah, and then of course what Kiwi said
Yeah.
about Momonosuke about his headache. Before that,
Yeah.
he's reading uh, Oden's journey,
Logbook.
logbook, and he says, "It seems I cannot afford to die." I mean, we don't know what happened exactly in the sentence, but we could like figure out from the previous chapters what exactly happened. You know, like Oden wouldn't be Oden if it wasn't Boyo. You know, that was pretty sick. You know, if you think about it. And all of a sudden he gets the headache, and what we can speculate the headache on is it's the voice of all things. It happened in Zou. It happened all the water with Roger and Oden.
Yup.
It happened to
Yup,
Luffy.
Yup. I wasn't talking about that.
Yes.
So it could be also their connection between Luffy and Momonosuke, because Momonosuke said, "I can feel Luffy's feelings." Kaido, um, before he knocked down Luffy the first time or after, he said, "I can still feel his haki." I mean, he's still emulating his Conqueror's haki even though he's passed out. And maybe he might be screaming, or I don't know how it works, to Momonosuke from, "Yo, bro, be careful, big guy's coming after you."
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm like currently thinking of if I see this chapter.
I got you next.
Yeah, go,
I got you
bro.
next.
Okay.
Go, keep it going.
So on that, as we're watching it, they're storming through the place. They're following the fake Momo, and he's like, I can't afford to die. This pain in his head. All right, this pain in his head. So, like you said earlier, who are other people who've heard this before? There's multiple people. Who are they?
I mean, Oden, Roger, Luffy, Momonosuke.
There you go.
No,
So now on
no,
this
you're
set
forgetting one more.
that we know there is one more.
The
Fisker.
Sea Kings.
So here we go.
The Sea
So this is one thing that I think is happening right now. So as they were hearing all those voices and stuff like that, those were the Sea Kings talking. So now that we just saw Luffy drop into the water, I think what Momo is hearing are the Sea Kings.
I mean, then you could say there are 6 because you got
Wait,
Zou as well.
But also,
Then
we
it's
have-
6.
we also have we had one time in One Piece where the Sea Kings were controlled
Yep.
by Shirahoshi.
Yes.
So-
yes.
She could control them because she's Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
But Momo could control Zou.
Yep.
He could tell Zou,
Yeah.
protect yourself, defend yourself. You are allowed to defend yourself against Jack.
Exactly.
So maybe Momo is also able, like Shirahoshi, to control the Sea Kings and tell them what to do. And
Right on the nose.
also on the "it seems I cannot afford to die," I think in his logbook, Oden may have wrote his journey, and I think he wrote his position as a Kozuki, the head of the Kozuki clan, and the ones who wrote the poneglyphs. They have a pretty important position in the world when it comes to the Void Century. So now, reading that, Momo recognizes, if I die, my bloodline dies, and all this knowledge, all this power to make things right, to go against like this unnatural thing like that is going on in the world. If he dies, this power dies with him, because he's the last. He is the last male. He's the last head of the Oden Kozuki clan. He's the last head. He's a child himself. How could he have a child?
I mean, then again, if Odin died, of course, but I don't think he had the chance to pass down the knowledge of the poneglyphs on him.
No, not the poneglyphs, not reading the poneglyphs itself, but there has to be something that helps Momo like get his position in this whole world to get to the. We can only speculate what is written in the logbook.
Yeah.
But how he says it, and how he says, like before, we all knew that Momo cannot afford to die.
Yes,
for Wano, because he is basically the leader of Wano. He is the next leader of Wano country.
Yep.
So. He is from the standpoint of Shinobu. Sure, of course he cannot die, but he always had this struggle with himself, that maybe he's not good enough, or that all his efforts are waste. So I think maybe with Odin's logbook, that Momo just realizes that all his efforts are not useless. All his efforts are not waste. He has to push himself to be like more like his father, to get in this role that his father had, and to learn to be in that role. So he cannot afford to die. Because his position in the world is more than he thought, or everybody thinks. Because Wano is tied to the poneglyphs, to the White Century.
God.
I would have to agree with what Ike and Muninn says. Honestly, there's things I want to say with like connected to that thing, but with Momonosuke, I felt like Momonosuke is the key to this entire thing. And having him alive say, I can't afford to die, I feel like he's going to open the Wano. I feel like it makes it to the point where saying that, hey, my father could not do it. I might as well free Wano. And I feel like that is the best way for showing the character development to Momo, and that is impressive to me, honestly. With that, and with him with Luffy, the connection, I felt like I also touched this up about the Sea Kings. I mean, technically, if he can communicate with the elephant, couldn't he communicate with the Sea Kings as well, and tell the Sea Kings to save Luffy? Just saying. I mean, like, and the Sea Kings may have helped the fleet, like the Grand Fleet to get over. I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't know. Man, that's more. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about the Grand. I didn't think about the Grand Fleet.
The Grand Fleet or something, but yeah.
Oh man.
So I kind of want to add that kind of thing. So let's get to the about Chopper battling with Queen. What do you? Let's go with that and discuss about that, about Queen versus Chopper, and what do you think about like with Chopper's struggle with his Rumble, like how he it's amazing how his Rumble, he can use it for 30 minutes now, and it's back then he can only use it for 10 minutes and stuff, even if it's a risky. So this has to have gradual risk to Chopper, and we don't know what could this be a risk. And I didn't even know that even Caesar was helping him. I guess even if he's a scum, he's still as a good a mad scientist he is. I'm kind of shocked about that. And also, a queen, like having that ability of trying to blast freaking um um Chopper and stuff, and everybody else getting ready to fight and stuff like that, and it's getting chaotic. And I kind of want to get somebody's input to this. What do you think about this, Ike?
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is, as we come straight into these panels, we have literally Chopper just absolutely slamming Queen into a freaking pillar. And I mean, like, slamming him. And I was like, dang, Chopper is still putting it down. And I was like, at first, I knew Chopper would do some damage, but I didn't think he'd be able to do this much damage, or he was this strong. I did not see this coming. But in that, there's one thing I do specifically see, and I do see Chopper with arrows in his back. I do see Chopper with arrows in his back. So he's taking damage as well throughout this whole thing, because they I don't know who was the one that was laying them down. Most likely it was freaking what is his name?
Perros.
Yeah, Perospero. It's most likely Perospero out over there freaking just putting those down, and he's still fighting. He's been fighting. He's been getting hit by those arrows, but he's been fighting the whole time. I know it's a lot of off-screen fighting, but you know what? At least we're actually seeing this, and I feel like in the anime they're gonna show that.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's awesome that Chopper is actually being able to put up some fight. Even though Queen kind of just started laughing at him after he threw him, I thought that was a little. Ooh, it's like he's pretty much telling him, man, you thought you were strong, but you ain't that strong. But I thought this portion was interesting, finding out about his rumble, and just seeing what's actually going on throughout the rest of the floors. I think that's pretty cool how we got a lot of that in there.
What about you, Muninn?
Finding out, like, I was also as Ike said, I was very surprised when we saw the fight of Chopper and Queen first. I said he's not going to last long because of his limitation.
Yep.
But seeing Chopper, his power up now, and seeing him getting so much damage and still being able, even though he's out of breath, seeing him fighting, putting up the fight, and Peros backstabbing him, literally backstabbing him.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And for Caesar, I think with Chopper, he is like this angsty. He's scared very easily, and he's not very confident in himself. So he's every time he's doubting himself, and sometimes, especially those kind of personalities and those kind of people, sometimes need a push. And even though Caesar is this really mad person, and maybe Caesar wanted something bad for Chopper, but Chopper could, like, he is a kind of a scientist himself. He's a medical, like, he is a doctor. So maybe Caesar wanted something like not so nice for him, but Chopper still needed the push from another character to evolve himself.
What about you, Pizza?
I mean, I agree with, like, Ike and Muninn about the part that like, he gets the spotlight. Chopper gets the spotlight like in like years, and then all of a sudden Queen stands up like as if it wasn't any issue, you know. I mean, he got like
Yeah.
Batista bomb smack down back on his back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was satisfying to see. And then about Perospero going, let's see how long he can keep it up. And then at Perurin, it's so I think it's so cringy, but I can hear it in my ear, like through the anime part, like
Mhm.
Perurin, and then the licking and the
Why
Yeah.
can't you say it like that?
Can I add
But-
something?
Oh my
In
god.
the
Uh,
last
Yes.
panel, in the
Yeah.
last panel, we see Chopper, like Queen biting Chopper, like him disconnecting his neck.
Mhm.
Did you see that?
We're gonna get to that one. We're gonna get to that one actually.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Are we?
the next one. That's the next subject.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
next
okay.
Okay, but and then about the part then that they're talking about it on the ship when they had him at captive.
Yep.
I mean, I think Caesar is seeing some
Potential.
potential. Like I'm saying, I'm gonna say something crazy. Like but who was the other scientist again?
Dr. Vegapunk.
Vegapunk. Yeah, that he
Vegapunk.
sees some Vegapunk potential in him, but because Chopper is so innocent, he might be like innocent people are like easy to like manipulate, so he could like try and get him into his own footstep, you know, like
Mhm.
saying, "I can
The
help
Chopper's still
you
kind of
design
childish.
the
He's still pretty young.
yeah, exactly. And then he's like talking down on him, like, "No, no, but you're scared, aren't you?" You know, it's like
Yeah.
a bit
Okay. Yeah.
manipulating him as well. That's what I wanted to put out.
Yeah, I also want to add something to Pizza's thing and like with about Chopper. With Chopper, I feel like this is a character development to Chopper because he's always shy. He's basically he doesn't want to be in a center. He has to fight. He has to fight. Like, but to me, this is something that it's a life and death situation. He has to man up, and I love it. And this is what gives me about with Caesar and Chopper. I feel like this is something that that Caesar will take a chance, just like what um Pizza said. I feel like he's gonna take a chance because remember he was doing smile fruits, and also the smiles are their effective is not good, but you see Chopper having 7 transformation of it, so expect what Caesar can use that knowledge that he learns from Chopper using those 7 kind of crazy. He might develop some kind of better devil fruit smiles than Vegabunk or something. It's kind of crazy, but I have a feeling that we are gonna see Caesar again, and I feel like that part of it is wanna feel like a double-edged sword, is
Okay.
because I felt like that knowledge of Caesar giving a trick for formula and stuff. I feel like oh, we have this person who can have a hito Zoan who can transfer into 7. You remember hybrid? Remember Zonans can go with 3 or hybrid or something, but they're never like Chopper who can transfer 7 transformation. That is something, and that's
All of those
crazy.
though, also, because a lot of
Mhm.
those people don't really have that kind of stuff to do those chemical
Yeah.
solutions,
Yeah.
inductions. But yeah, I see what you mean on that one because it's
Yeah.
just it's crazy what he's able to do. I'm kind of
Mhm.
scared about what the consequences. I am a little fearing on that part.
Okay, so let's
Out of
go
commission at this
to Kaido and announcing Luffy's defeat. Now, Kaido was announcing, and it is such a chaotic, telling, it's Luffy's losing. Every Straw Hats, everybody's like, what? Straw Hat? What's going on? Announcing that I feel like he's trying to make sure that everybody lost faith because they saying, oh, Luffy lost, meaning you gotta stop or thing like that, and it's so chaotic. And even even that freezes Chopper too, and got Queen biting Chopper, because everybody was like, what is this announcement looking like? What? And even Law, Robin, and everything. And we had so much off-screen fights that even I want to know what happened to it too. So I want to talk about this panel right here with you guys. Let's go with Muninn. What do you think about this chaotic announcements of Kaido announcing Luffy's defeat? Especially you see Luffy falling in the water.
First of all, I have to talk about the second panel on this page. Like, Queen disconnecting his neck.
What? Where did this come from?
You know what this reminded me of? It reminded me of Bleach.
Oh, the sword of the guy with the red hair.
It reminded me of Renji's sword.
Yeah.
Like, so much, and it was like, what the heck?
I mean, it's so weird.
That's such a weird pose. How does he do this? How does he do that?
I mean, he's also like a mad scientist, like Caesar, I guess. I mean, body modification. So, I mean, he's like the plague queen. So it's really odd to see such a panel like him extending his neck already, because he is like a long ass neck.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and then like I see what the Kiwi meant with all of those all of them like losing their faith, but Kaido. The problem is that Kaido doesn't know them. In no way they are going to lose faith, because everybody has, even though Luffy lost, everybody has faith in Luffy. Well, except of Kid. Kid doesn't care about Luffy at all. Yeah. But you see, in the end of this, Sanji and especially Sanji and Zoro screaming, "Screw that!" Like, they are exclaiming what everybody, like what Chopper thinks, what Marco thinks. We see Marco in there. We see Frankie in there. We see
Robin.
Jinbei fighting.
Jinbei.
We see Robin. We see Law. We see Nami and Usopp. We see all of the Straw Hats plus Kid. We can count up Kid. As I said, he doesn't care about Luffy. He says that. But everybody else, like, in the end, Zoro and Sanji are saying what everybody else that we see on this two-page, white page is thinking. Every ally of Luffy is thinking, screw that, we're going to fight more.
Yeah. They're all screw that. Oh man.
I want to say, include just what Muninn was saying, is that at the same time, I agree with you. Like, the Straw Hats losing faith? No. They believe in their captain. And plus, if that happens, they're more like, you don't touch my... Straw Hats are kind of overprotected to their captain ever since. So I feel like this time they don't care. I feel like they're gonna finish their battle and they're gonna go up there and face Kaido, saying it. And I feel like after that, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. I want to get your opinion, Pizza and Ike, about this panel, but I want Pizza to go first.
Well, I mean, as you can see, a lot of things is happening. Like, I can understand that there's like fight skips in it. It's not like Marineford, it's way bigger. A lot of things is going on. But I mean, it's so much even for a reader. Like, it's a lot. And seeing Luffy getting defeated 3 times, and you can see his crewmates like aren't believing it, and even if it is, they are like backing him up still. Like they have faith in their beloved childish captain.
Yeah, you know what? On that, just looking at this whole page, this page is Dude, it's huge. It's huge. Just so much going on, and they wanted us to exactly look at it just like this, to show that everyone is still doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that sticks out the most out of this whole page, and I think it's awesome. And it's just kind of like showing that they're not done fighting. They're going to keep fighting because if you look at Rob's like, she's like whatever. She's just kind of like whatever. Same for everyone else and stuff like that. And it's cool. It's cool. It's interesting. This page, even though we definitely see Luffy in the water, he's gurgling water, man. He's intaking water. So like he's in there. So like I said before, like, you know what? Those Sea Kings are gonna have to be the ones to save his, because either like the Sea Kings or some merman, I don't know, but someone's gonna have to save his ass.
Yeah. But before we move on, I want to add one more thing to this panel about it. I wish that there was a point where I missed the point where I want the Straw Hats to gather around and have a plan. Like, I know this is the plan for the samurai, but when the Straw Hats makes a plan, like what they're like good at and stuff, they usually beat the enemy in a unique way. I haven't seen that in Wano lately. Like, even with it, like they're just following
they haven't won yet.
They haven't, like, they were following like the samurai. I feel like this one is a turning point. Like when Zoro and Sanji said screw that, I said that I feel like the Straw Hat is gonna get together and make a plan where they are gonna take the upper hand, because I miss that part when the Straw always the one who's thinking with or without their captain, and I feel like that's what I love about the dynamics of the Straw Hats, and I feel like Law is gonna be included in that as well. So I can't wait what the thing. So let's go to another page, and it's about Kanjuro. Kanjuro is added again, and he's with Momonosuke, catch up with Momonosuke, and you can see that Momonosuke was like, oh, that's my father. Like, he tricks them again with using Odin as his character and stuff, and they were so getting angry about how this is happening, and even Ukiku was like, no, Momonosuke, that's not Odin. So I kind of want to talk about this 2-page right here about Kanjuro, and what about how about like the crazy part about this panel. Let's go with Ike.
Man, you know what? I know you said there's tricking them, but like they ain't no tricking. There's no tricking. They already know.
Well,
they know
they trick Momonosuke.
This is this part, and like, you know what?
I would say Momonosuke was tricked.
Oh yeah, like, as soon as they turned around and was just like, no, it's not him, and freaking and they go charging and like, oh man, this part just like at first I was like, there needs to be a death, and then once what is her name? I keep forgetting her name. Kiku. As soon as Kiku gets stabbed, like at first I was like, okay, you know, it's just a stab, it's fine, and then I look a little deeper, and this is a stab through the stomach. All right.
Yeah.
There's no living this. There is absolutely no living this part. Like this, it's just not possible. Like after being stabbed through the stomach like that, no. And the sword's still stuck in her or him. Yeah. The sword's still stuck in him, and it's just like, oh gosh. I was like, this is not good. And just going in and just, hey, we got 2 deaths out of this scene. Out of these pages, we got 2 deaths. Because freaking
we get that to that thing.
That's a part of this one. That's a part of this one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 8 through 12. It's a part of this one. And you know what? Freaking Kinemon, like he needed to kill Kanjuro, man. He needed
he
to.
did.
Somebody needed to kill him. I was tired of him getting beat multiple times, getting stabbed multiple times, getting sliced multiple times, and he still comes back and
Bro,
he's still pretending to be someone. He
Bro.
needed to get freaking gutted, man.
bro, I mean, he even said like against Okiku, you gave me a fatally wounded wound, and he stands up and walks around like nothing happened.
How
I'm
can you
like,
say
bro,
fatally wounded and you're alive?
how is it fatal? Is it? I
Is it
mean,
right?
and then it's so weird. But also, what you forgot to mention, even though they I'm not even gonna say RUP Kanjuro because I mean no one cares about him. No one cares
Yeah.
about him.
He's kind of dead.
Yeah, true. But
Everybody is happy that he's dead.
yeah,
Hopefully dead.
I'm happy. I'm
Hopefully
happy as
dead.
well.
Yes.
But we forgot to mention that Momonosuke tried to say something to Kinemon before they were rudely interrupted by Kanjuro.
Yeah, he was. You're right.
He was Kinemon. You have to tell everyone huff huff, and then you see Shinobu talking, and then all of a sudden, fake Oden comes. You know.
Yes.
But to be honest, that sword to the god gave me a little reminder to like at Marineford, you know,
Oh,
when the octopus guy stabbed down Whitebeard man. I was so mad at that point. But
dude.
but the drawing, how like how Oda drew Kinemon slicing through Kanjuro. I mean, bro, the details on it's insane. You see
And it feels good.
it feels so good, bro. It's
feels
so
so
satisfying.
It feels like Kanjuro is finally a samurai. Honestly.
I mean, he was never a samurai.
Oh.
He's just a traitor. He's a
doesn't
filthy
feel-
traitor.
Oh man.
This panel, it feels like Kanjuro. You feel like he's dead. Hopefully,
Yeah.
he's dead. Like
And
you see,
and
there's no background in this panel.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just the characters and
Yep.
the ground.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
love that.
so much detail in the characters, and the characters take such a huge part of the like Oda made a decision to not put a background in there, to give the characters the space to get through the emotions
Mhm.
Yes.
that was
Yes.
put into the panel.
It's just
Yeah.
a ton. It's like how we see Kinemon like being so angry. It's just a tunnel vision on Kanjuro.
yeah.
I mean, look at it. He wanted to stab Kinemon from the back while he was crying for Kiku when she said like the lingering snow is finally melting, so I can tell the dawn is near. And then Kinemon was like, "What are you saying? Wana's dawn." And then all of a sudden, Kanjuro wanted to give him a samurai's disgrace, you know, like
Yes.
attacking someone from the back.
I want to add this really quick.
Edit, senpai.
So as they're talking and he gets sliced and blood is everywhere and stuff like that, he is
Yeah.
still like Kanjuro's still talking. And
Mhm.
at first,
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? He's still talking. Maybe he's gonna talk some trash, but no, he's talking about, you know, Kinemon and him. He's talking about like, you know, someone had to close the final curtain on my life, and you're the perfect fit for that role. And
Mhm.
like you can see that he's kind of like regressing or not regressing. What is it called? Forget it. We'll go regressing. After all, in a while, I was performing on a stage. You were my best friend, and that part right there is just gonna.
It gives me a
After he
goosebumps.
slices them, even though he betrayed them multiple times, like you can see the memories and stuff like that. He's bawling. Kinemon is bawling. He's absolutely bawling, and like you just feel so much emotion. Like Muninn said, there's just so much emotion in this. And like when she said they got rid of the entire background, you could just focus on this specific moment, and it was perfect. That final like page 12 itself was freaking flawless. It was perfectly drawn, perfectly done, perfectly put around, and you were absolutely able to feel what was going on in that page, and I thought that was freaking awesome.
Honestly, like when I think about how Kanjuro was like, he's a scum. You guys know that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he's a scum. But like I feel like at the same time in his life, yes, he's a performer. He performed things. There's things that I feel like he kind of regret. But I feel like when killing it, I think that his only option is to kill people because that's what he was been trained, that's what he's been performing all his life. He does not know what's real. Well, basically what I'm saying is he doesn't know what's real. All he said is I have to
Everything is a
perform.
play.
Yeah, he thinks it's any play. So when he's about to die, he realized, yeah, thank you, I finally know what the meaning of it. And that is so powerful. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. As much as he's a scum, I kind of sympathize. I like in a sense, like I cried a little because of how the thing. But I'm saying like I sympathize as in like I get what he meant.
Nope.
But
He's just a scum. He should have died like 25 chapters ago.
Okay.
Right in the trash.
All right.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad at him. No,
now the juices, guys.
Oh,
let's talk about the juice. Let's talk about the Kaido versus Kinemon and the juice.
Oh
no! And this is where the juice comes in, and everybody was talking about this, and this is what I wanted to talk about. And I feel like Muninn, you want to go first about with this one?
Oh my god!
I'm just saying, I don't think
you wanted this to happen.
No, I didn't want it. But I said
actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay,
I told you that somebody is going to die. Yes, I told you that the most likely person to die will be Kinemon. Yep. Yes. Did I want it? No.
Actually, I kind of know this a long time ago.
I just
about this.
That probably Kinemon is going to die. I didn't want it. I didn't want Kinemon to die because he is a great character and he is. God, this panel, like seeing Momonosuke crying, seeing like Kaido coming in, just standing there over Kinemon and Shinobu, who is carrying Momonosuke.
He's been protecting him this whole time too.
And then like you see Kaido like holding up his weapon.
Yeah.
And Kinemon is determined to stop Kaido, to get Shinobu and Momonosuke the time to escape. But then Kaido is just smashing him, and it's like, oh my god! And you see, there's no way that Kinemon can survive this. You see, like half of his body is crushed.
Nah, he blocked it.
Listen, I wanted to say this fair thing. I told this to Muninn, a little bit of spoilers, that I told that something's gonna happen to Kinemon. Because I already know what happened.
I told you that Kinemon is probably the character to die.
Yeah, I said two people. Two.
Yeah, I predicted Kinemon.
Two. So, too, but I wanted to include like in this like how Kinemon was like seeing this panel. I was like, oh my god, it's like you can understand like with Luffy, Zoro, like they're built as a fighter. They're built as a fighter. You know that, okay, even a hit from thing, yeah, they still hurt, they got hurt, but they can still live to it. But with this point, he already got hurt. Kinemon got already hurt. He already got hurt by the fake Odin too. He got hurt by Kanjuro. He basically
This is a
got hurt and
Molly
stuff.
Wop is
So
what it is.
so
Molly
basically,
Come on.
having Kaido hitting him in there, there's no way he will survive.
And this is full force.
Yes.
He blocked
full
it.
Force.
He blocked it.
You see the haki. You see the haki.
Oh man,
bro, and then it's Kinemon's haki. What do you mean? If you look closely, it's from it's not coming from the X. It's
you know what?
behind the X. He blocked it like this.
I gotta talk about this. Here we go.
Okay,
So coming from the last thing that we just saw, all the emotions that we got, all the things that we got from that very moment of him killing freaking Kanjuro. And then we go into the next panel. And the next panel, they decide to take the person who we were just absolutely introduced to. And the first person from Wano, technically not the zombie dude, but the actual first person from Wano. And they do him like this, huh? Mm-hmm. They do him like this. Freaking Kaido coming in with the freaking just the I don't know, the freaking One Punch Man shot, just freaking smashing him, just absolutely smashing him. Like, come on now, look at it. Look, look, you see, his swords are broken. His swords are broken off. He didn't defend nothing. He snapped right through the swords.
Yeah.
So like, it's like, oh crap, and just looking at Momo, and Momo is just like, no, because he sat there and he's been with the Straw Hats this entire time. He's the one character that they decided to build up as much as possible in Wano, and to give us so much like character and so much like in-depth like personality.
And we start liking him,
guys. I think we need to stop. I start tearing up.
I said to start we like him.
Like I said before, we saw this coming. We knew it. We knew. Yes. Oda was putting so much attention in him. So much attention, so much detail, so much feeling, so much betrayal, so much empathy, so much like just all of it. They're just putting everything in him. They made him pretty much the next. They build him up so well. Like he could have like moved into the Straw Hat Group. That's how well they built him up. They built him up that well, and then he gets mollywopped by Kaido, just like that. Freaking gung ho, freaking smash, Donkey Kong smash.
Nah, he survived him, man. He survived.
Okay, Pizza. Since you keep on saying he survived, what do you think of it? Then
he definitely survived. He just put haki on his head.
Blood dripping. I just want you to know, I see blood dripping.
Bro, that's not his blood, man. That's Kaido's blood. Man. What are you talking about, bro? It's not his, but he is the flame cutter.
Oh, yeah. No one can bleed his own blood.
Yeah. Exactly, man. It's Kaido's blood, He's nah. I don't accept this panel. I don't accept it. I don't. Kanjuro, okay. I mean, he should have died 25 episodes ago, 25 chapters, whatever.
Man.
Kinemon can't, man.
Wait, Pizza. Are you saying that this Kinemon has a plot armor?
I mean, he should.
If you're gonna
I mean, ain't no such thing as plot armor in freaking One Piece, because you know what, Ace is gone. So,
I mean,
don't remind me. I'm tearing up even more. You want to make me cry in this stream, right?
No, but the thing is with Ace, we saw the punch go through him. I mean, this is just. I think technically he could have just missed his head. It looks like
I don't see no upper torso.
No,
I don't know about you.
Don't think so.
Look, imagine this is Kinemon. Imagine this is Kinemon standing with his swords and shit. I mean, the X goes like this. The X is just behind him. It's like you're watching like this. You don't see anything. It's the X. The X is behind.
He must have a really strong face.
That
face is freaking messed up.
No way.
No, Pizza. I see blood spot in his head. Like it's literally.
Oh.
He's dead. Okay, so we should rate this chapter. What's gonna happen to this? Also, we're gonna rate this chapter. So let's go with Muninn. What do you think of this chapter? Rate
10
it
out of 10.
Okay.
And I have to say, I was
Uh,
with all the drama happening in this chapter, I was so surprised not to have at the end of the chapter, and that's how Act 3 closes.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yep.
you have
Yep.
you have this chapter, so much drama, and you're not closing Act 3. I was like, oh. And actually, I have to say, save it for the predictions. Go Rod.
Okay. Ike, what it?
10 out of 10.
Okay.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Absolutely 10 out of 10. And you know what? And the reason because it's 10 out of 10 is because starting from the beginning, right? We know Luffy's freaking done for. All right. He got beat. He was thrown into the water. And then we moved on quick. In 2 pages, we moved on and we went downstairs. And then we're finding out what everyone else is doing. And then we have a huge map of where everyone truly is. And then looking at this map, man, and just everyone knowing what's going on, and then Kaido immediately going for the kill. Like, there's too much emotion in this. You got freaking what is it? You got Chopper fighting his best, even though he's the weakest one in the crew, fighting his best. You got everyone else realizing what's going on, but it absolutely not like taking the bullshit. And then you have freaking the big moment with Momo. You have two tragic moments, and then we finally have this final page with Kinemon.
he survived.
We don't know
He survived.
whether he's dead, whether he's alive.
He's dead. He's
But
dead. There's no way.
He didn't get no 1-2. He just got the 1. And like he just and I don't know what to say in this one.
I mean, you can't do him like that, Ike. You can't do him like that.
10 out of 10. All right, 10 out of 10
Pizza.
on you, Pizza.
I mean, it's amazing that I've been waiting for the moment that Kanjuro to die.
He needed to die.
I needed that. I needed it. I mean, we were shown that he was laying on the ground, knocked out, fatally wounded, guys. Remember, fatally wounded. Comes back, portrays himself or colors himself as in Oden.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, if you say you're fatally wounded, I mean, you could say like the Red Scarabs were fatally wounded. I mean, that guy was just walking around. He was just brushing it off like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, except that, I mean, this shit is like 10 out of 10, mind blown.
Okay.
Kanjuro survived. I mean, Kinemon survived definitely.
Okay. I have to give this 10 out of 10. Honestly, I have no words to say, especially with how how Momonosuke and Luffy and how I feel like this is a huge comeback. Like Oda, he's putting us into a intensity that what's gonna happen. We need to know what's gonna happen, or else we don't know. So this intensity is what we need to go into the next chapter, and I feel like this is the next comeback. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what Oda's planning on. This is something completely different. I don't even think nobody could predict how this would actually portray. And Muninn said, there's no Act 3. There's no Act 3. So there has to be something that is massive. Kanjuro's dead. And then you have Ilkiku, who's felty one and was already injured badly with Kaido, and also her arm loss, and then this. I don't think she would survive that. I don't think so. And especially with Kinemon getting smashed in the head. that with Bloodsport, with Kaido fooling his entire attack, I feel like he used the same attack what he did to Luffy when Luffy was not consciously. At least Luffy has durability. Kinemon doesn't have durability, and that's why I feel like this chapter,
He survived.
pizza. This one is crazy. I'm be honest with you, it's so crazy and it's so intensive. So like I said, I will have to give this 10 out of 10. Beautiful chapter. And we still need to get Act 3 to go to Act 4. So we need to close this curtain. And go to Act 4, I think, or is it Act 4 or Act 3? I forgot what it is now.
Next
Since
Going on 4.
The next one is 4.
4, yeah, we need to close
tragic. Usually,
Yeah,
Act 4 is the most tragic moment.
yeah. So we need to get to the point, and
Makes
I
sense.
feel like this is the. I feel like Wano is gonna be crazy, and like I said, will bring up a very powerful fights, and it'll be amazing. Like I said, Straw Hats are not gonna give up on their captain. So, yeah. Let's go to the what's gonna happen to the next chapter. I know Muninn's been eagering, saying she wants to say what she wants to say to the next chapter. So let's go to Muninn.
So I have a prediction that I will predict for either the next chapter, which is Break Week chapter.
Yeah.
We have to keep in mind Break Week chapter, or chapter 1018, which would be the next Break Week chapter.
Yep.
But looking at the last panel, at the very last panel, we see Onigashima going over Wano Island, like over Wano's main island. So I say next chapter or chapter 1018, Act 3 will close. I think the real this chapter has so much tragedy in it, but I think it is the getting up to the real tragedy. And a lot of people said the real tragedy would be Onigashima falling on Wano.
Oh.
A lot of people in the One Piece community said that the real tragedy would be Onigashima falling on Wano. And now we know they are over Wano country. Onigashima is floating over Wano country. And it would be the perfect thing for a Break Week chapter.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean a bunch of people in Wano die?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not sure. Maybe
God.
that would be so harsh. It would be
Because
like
that's a whole island falling on another island.
yeah, it would be like the dark. If that happens, it will be the darkest part of One Piece, of all of One Piece, because we never saw so much tragedy in One Piece, even with Marineford.
That is true.
I mean, in Marineford, I mean, like people were like fighting and dying. I mean, they were dying, but it was
dying, but they were
wasn't a
warriors dying. They were warriors dying. In Onigashima, in Wano, we have just regular people.
Casualties.
They are regular people. They are casualties, which makes this more tragic.
Wow.
Damn.
That'd be crazy.
Okay. What about you, Ike?
You know what? I think this next chapter is going to be Kinemon pretty much dead.
I hope so.
Him in his own defeat, laying on the ground, dying. And if he doesn't die from this, then he's going to die in the next chapter. He's going to die. I think that is very it's very eminent. Like this, he has to die. Like, it's just one of those things. And like I think he kind of has to die in the first place for Momo. He absolutely does, for Momo's character building, for him to better as the prince, soon to be king that he is, or emperor that he is, since he's the final bloodline. And like, it kind of just makes sense to take the most loyal person to Odin and kind of do this, especially because they put so, like I said earlier, that Oda put so much into this character. It makes perfect sense for him to die. Yeah, I know everybody loves him.
You did one point said that you don't see Kinemon dying, though.
I said if.
I remember.
I said wait. I said if. I said if.
Because I remember that
He's the only
conversation.
one I could see die.
We had.
And if I said that, you know what? Hey, there's some new evidence. All right. It's just at that point that it makes sense. I think it makes sense for him to actually hit that point, because I don't think Luffy's going to be able to get past the next threshold if he doesn't. I don't think Momo is going to be able to get past the next threshold if he doesn't. I don't think the samurai within the team are going to be able to like progress even further without this. Like, I think this type of thing is very well needed for everyone to take that next step. So if it happens, it happens. I think that's going to happen in the next chapter. Next chapter is going to be that, with most likely Kaido going over to Momo, holding him, about to throw him off the cliff or something, or about to smash him or something, just like he was doing before when he was a child at his house. So I don't know, because like he was very intimate on killing him at that time. So I don't know. And then maybe at that moment Luffy comes up. I don't know. But that's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen in this next chapter. I think it's going to be a follow up on him dying.
Also, my like seeing this, like the next chapter, I honestly, like, I will have to agree with Ike. Like, Kinemon is dead. There's no way coming back. But the chapter I feel like Oda likes to do is, the moment he put us a hype thing, he's gonna split into another whole kind of panel. So our minds are gonna be insane, like what's gonna happen, and it's going to take a bunch of like speculation style, because I feel like this panel here is like, oh my goodness, and then the next panel he's gonna go drift into another thing. Like, Oda likes to go like either way, so I feel like the next chapter will be centered about Straw Hats trying to get their captain, getting their plans going on or some things, and you never know, maybe an outside entity will come in and help, or like thing, we never know what could happen since the Onigashima is coming in. That's why we're coming back to the mainland of Wano. Maybe there's some people are coming in and help. What do you think, Pizza?
I mean, it's everything is like on one, almost literally on top of each other. I mean, the only thing that was missing is like Luffy versus Kaido. Everyone is almost neck on neck. You know, Kaido, Big Mom is fighting Kid. You can see everyone's reaction. I mean, most logically, it would be what you said, Kiwi, that a third party would join in, or we see Luffy getting saved. I mean, that will be the most logical thing to happen. But I think they're going to continue with how it went with Luffy. I'm sorry, with Chopper against Queen, or Kid versus Big Mom. That's where my thought is going.
Yeah. What about you, Muninn? You said you wanted to add some stuff.
So in the next chapter, no.
Oh,
I told you.
Okay.
My prediction stands on we will have the real tragedy in the next 1, 2, 3 chapters.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
Or 4 chapters. Like,
okay. All right. So we're going to Q&A about this chapter. So anybody who has a question about the chapter, please comment so we could answer your chapter, because honestly we are so hyped up about this chapter that we can't stop talking about it. And yeah, so
But
we
you got
want
one
to
right
get your
here.
opinion. Okay. All right.
We got
What
one
is
right
the question?
here. This is from Catherine Horn. It says, how many people do you think will die at the end of the arc? This entire arc. How many people do you think are gonna die?
A lot.
And I'm
That's
gonna
my
say how many,
prediction right
and then
now.
for, you know what? With that, who?
Well,
Ooh.
well, if Wano is gonna fall down to, I mean, I can't.
Onigashima.
Onigashima is falling to Wano. I feel like thousands, but if it's in the main, like that thing, I would have to say 4.
Ooh.
I'm give and take 4.
Ooh.
I have to give and take 1. Okay, we already have Kinemon. We already
Kinemon.
have Okiku, and then we also have Tanjiro. We have one more person to die.
Yeah, Kanjuro. All right, I see you. You know what? For me, you know what? Going into that, I feel like
we have 3 people.
Those people who we just saw just died. And on top of that, you know what? I think we might see a death from the Big Mom pirate side. I think there has to be deaths on multiple sides, not just the good people or the bad people. Like, I think there needs to be more than just this, because you know what? Later on, there still has to be a war. There still has to be a reason for people to enter the war. So I feel like there has to be this redemption type thing coming from these people. So I think there needs to be at least 1 or 2 people dying from each side. At least 1 actually from each side.
Do you think Spello's gonna die?
I hope so. I want him to die. I want him to die. He can die. Ain't nobody. I don't like he's annoying. He's absolutely annoying.
Actually, I kind of want him to die because of Pedro.
I think a lot of people want him to die.
I think he's gonna die, and he's gonna deserve to die. He deserves to die.
Okay, I have to say, if I have to keep up with Kiwi if Onigashima falls down.
Yeah,
thousands
of people will die.
Yeah.
Now I have a question, because we didn't only see 2 deaths.
Oh, 3 technically.
No, we saw more than that.
Which one? We had Kinemon.
Yeah, we saw more than that.
Kanjuro. Well, who was the third?
The Yakuza.
Okiku.
Kiku. Odin's wife.
Yep.
Well, those are flashbacks, but I'm talking about like.
But we saw them dying. We saw them dying in this arc.
Within this whole arc.
Oh, with this whole arc. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of people die. Actually, we saw a lot of people die. We had what's his name get decapitated.
We got Yasui.
Oh,
the father of the kid of Tama. We saw him dying.
I need to bring.
Who did we also saw dying?
The witch one. The witch that was like the one with.
Oh yeah, the witch that gave her. Yeah, that's 7.
That one. No, we can't include Orochi. If you guys want to say Orochi, we're not.
I want to say him, but we don't know if he's dead. Really,
we don't know if he's dead. So he would be a possible death. I think if they want to. Well, I'm not sure if he necessarily needs to die to free Wano, because Momonosuke is the righteous ruler of Wano country. It's not Orochi. So he could take the throne or like this highest position without killing Orochi.
We had Yasui die.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's we are also said.
I mean, I estimated
I think we have like at least we have 2. I think we have 1 to 3 more deaths.
Yep, I think 1 to 3 more deaths.
So we
Yeah.
would have like 8 to 10 deaths
8 to 10.
that I would count if Onigashima doesn't fall down.
Yep.
Did Appo die? Did what is his name die? Did he get killed or no?
Who?
The one freaking Appo the
Apu.
yeah Appu.
Apu.
Yeah,
No,
did he die or
he's still,
no?
no, he's still alive.
No,
He's
Yeah,
still
he
alive.
needs to die.
he
Huh?
didn't die.
Are you
I mean,
gonna be disrespectful to one of the supernovas?
Hell
Really?
yeah, he
Yeah.
needs to kick rocks, man. He absolutely needs to kick rocks. I'm done with him.
Yeah, he's so annoying, man.
At least all the other supernovas have a reason why they're fighting and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like him, he's just
He's just here.
He's just chilling. He's chilling.
that's
Alright,
all
I
it is.
got a question for you guys. Now
Uh-huh.
with this
Oh,
Uh,
I don't think Pizza answered.
oh
Yeah, Pizza didn't answer.
Pizza,
Huh?
who do you think is so? How many people do you think will die at the end of this arc, counting the people who are already dead?
I mean, I heard some names you guys pull out. You know, if the people, or if Onigashima doesn't fall down on Wano.
mhm.
But I mean, to be honest, I have a weird feeling that a kid is gonna die.
I
Not
don't think
killing?
that a supernova is going to die.
Not like
No.
Because I think,
If
especially not a supernova that
I
is
don't know how I
such
feel
in the
about that.
spotlight as Kid, because I think Oda is planning to get the supernovas on Luffy's side for the final war.
True.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think, especially with Kid, I don't think he dies.
I mean, he said that he wants to
people
get.
want Killer to die.
I mean, killer.
Yeah, Killer, but not Kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
Killer
Kid
is a
needs to be there.
possibility,
I
but
mean,
I actually don't think that he's going to die now, because he is the one, like, he's the one major Kid pirate character aside from Kid.
King Kujo is definitely dead.
Who is that?
King Kujo? The
Kokonojo.
yeah,
Kokonojo. Kokonojo.
Yeah,
Coco.
he
Oh,
or she is definitely dead. Absolutely, definitely dead. There's no way that he's gonna be living. There's no way. Stabbed in the stomach like that? Sorry.
And plus,
yeah.
remember, she got her hand cut off too. Remember that? Her hands
Oh,
was
did
cut
she?
off. Yeah, her hand was cut off. Remember?
Yeah. I don't remember.
And
I don't
then-
know why. Yeah. You're right.
And then her
Oh
hand
yes,
was cut off.
yes. Yeah,
And then
she's
the
done.
wound, and also the
Or
wound
he's
that,
done.
like, also the wound of Kaido inflict with them at the when they were at all the roof at first, and then the hand thing, and then yeah, So-
These people are
she
dead,
has
man.
3.
At least
Right
I think like what Muninn said, 1 to 3 people. I think 1 to 3 people.
yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, do you guys have any questions? Anyone wants to add any question or
There's
Any
another
host
We
question.
wants to
have
add
another
any-
question.
Oh, okay. Who do you think the Straw Hat?
Who do you think will be the new Shats?
I mean, didn't we
Ooh.
talk about this before?
Who do you think is going to be the new Straw
Yes.
Hats?
So-
But
We did. But who do you
We did.
think will be the new Shats? Now how far that we are now, who do you think will?
I still say Yamato. She's
Let's see.
like,
And I think we
Yamato
like you guys said,
is the.
mhm.
I think Yamato or Carrot, but I tend more to Yamato being the new Straw Hat. I understand both sides of the conversation
I say
and
Yamato
both like,
10K.
but we have only one spot
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
and I don't think that Oda is going to change the
Yeah.
number of Straw Hats that he said at the beginning. So either one other Straw Hat has to die, and I don't think that a Straw Hat dies.
No, they need
Sanji?
all the
Because
Straw
there's
Hats to be
only
alive.
one place left.
Sandra,
They need all the Straw Hats to be
I'm just
alive on the
arguing
final.
your point, Ike. Don't look at me like that. You said
yeah,
both.
I heard it. She said Sanji's gonna die next. I think that's what I heard. So Carrot and Yamato can join the crew. But you know,
Honestly,
actually, you know what? Just like what she said, I think Yamato or Carrot, or the other, or both. Hopefully, I want
both wouldn't happen. Both wouldn't.
I want both. I want both.
as much as I love Yamato, I have to go with Carrot for me because for me, like Yamato represents something that is for Wano that I could see. Like, yes, she has the drive to go out with, like, she wants to be like Odin, but seeing like how I feel like I want her to help, like, if she really wants to be Odin and having Momonosuke read this, I feel like she's going to help Momonosuke out. And I feel like, yes, like with Kinemon dying, it kind of makes my statement for Yamato to stay by Kinemon's side, because I mean, like, Momonosuke's side, because you're like, they have interactions with each other. Even Momonosuke trusts Yamato and stuff. So I feel like Yamato being like, if he really wants to honor Odin, I feel like you have to protect, like, or you have to like help Momonosuke the open Wano. And I feel like having Yamato right beside it is a kind of like a symbolization of like the peace that Yamato and Momonosuke are looking for. And that's why I don't really see Yamato like joining. Because if you think about it, like everybody in Dressrosa, even they want Viola to join, or do they want Rebecca to join? But they bought that.
Who said that?
Who
said
a
that?
lot of people. No, a lot of people. But honestly, I didn't want anyone to join. Like, I feel like Oda's gonna do is that Yamato is
trash.
Yeah. Anyway, Yamato is like someone who like admires Odin, and I think that she can understand like what the struggles is, and that's why she wants to stop her father about this situation. That's why she wants to go up where her father is, and and now Shinobu is going to. I feel like she's going. Yamato's coming back to Momonosuke, and that's what I think. What's gonna happen is to protect Momonosuke's and protect the lineage of.
So you're saying it's gonna be freaking what is it called? Freaking Kaido versus Kaido, pretty much. Not Kaido versus Kaido. I'm sorry. Freaking Yamato versus Kaido.
No, it's more like she will protect. I feel like Yamato will have to protect Momo no matter what.
I mean, she's gonna have to fight Kaido for that.
Yeah. With Luffy's help.
Yeah, which I want to see that actually. That's gonna be interesting. I want to see those two fight to see where their levels are and stuff like that. Especially because she's his daughter.
Yeah, because
like that's.
If you think about it,
interesting.
If you think about it, Wano is a close country, and you have Yamato, who is also close, is like representing free. And now that Luffy got like coming here, like trying to save, try to like, hey, help Momonosuke out, and having Yamato help to be free, it makes sense that like Yamato is the representative of freedom for Wano and Momonosuke. So that's why I think that as much as I love Yamato to join the Straw Hat,
you're saying that they both have to work together to actually free Wano itself.
Yes.
It makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I might have to change. Yeah, I am going to have to change that.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Pizza?
I mean, Carrot joining would be a lot of how do you say it? Like chilling, you know. Like
Yeah.
Carrot is a lot like Usopp, um, Chopper, and
Luffy.
Luffy.
Yeah.
So four people that react the same, and then you got like Zoro, who is always annoyed. Um, Sanji being the simp he is. Nami
Yeah.
being extra angry than because she got another hand to handle. So I don't think a naive
Mhm.
little carrot would join the crew.
Oh,
I think it would be more like a laid back character that doesn't
Mhm.
like a bit like
it
Robin,
doesn't
you know,
have as
like
much energy as Chopper, Frankie,
Yeah.
Luffy,
I mean
and Usopp.
it would be too much because they are like the goofy trio,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why.
we have the monster trio
Yeah.
like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, and now with Jinbei is in it, you know, it's gonna be different. And if Yamato's gonna join, it's gonna be completely different. But a
Mm,
goofy
I think
trio is
Yamato
just
will
best.
be the same though, Pizza, because she's also going to be goofing off with the Straw Hats. If you
Yeah,
think
but
about
not
it, like
as much as Carrot.
no,
Not as
but
much
no,
as
no.
Carrot.
If you think about it, she's curious about the world. If she's gonna be like, for example, okay, let's just say think she's gonna be, oh, like she's gonna
I
think,
mean,
and
that's
she's gonna
So
tell.
literally
are you
Luffy.
saying she's gonna be on this ship now?
No,
Mm,
I said if that happens, like let's just say if that happens, and Pizza, I'm putting this thought. You said you don't want the same exact thing to carry. That's Yamato in the same thing. I'm
I mean,
putting
there
it
is a
like
difference
the
between
same thing.
exploring something. There's a difference between exploring something, Kiwi, and going goofy on a ship. I mean,
I'm
wanting to
saying like
explore
there's
something
That's
let's
true.
isn't
just say
goofy.
That is true. She is
That
pretty
isn't
goofy.
goofy.
You got Goofy, and you got someone who wants to explore. Like I
I
understand
mean,
that one too.
Luffy is
okay,
exactly the same. He literally goes out for adventure.
yeah,
Oden was the same. He went out to go adventure on Whitebeard's crew.
I
I
see
mean,
it.
why
but they
wouldn't
go like
Yamato go on Luffy's crew to
they would
adventure and then
carrot.
eventually go on her
Okay,
own?
Carrot is the same thing too. That's why she tricked the monkey and stuff. Her dream is to travel the world. She even said that to Pedro, like oh we have to go back and think. She said she wants to travel. She even begged, can
You
I
know what,
travel
TV? You know
the
what?
world?
We will
What?
see. We will see who is right. If
I
one of them
say
joins or whatever,
honestly I can't like
we will
I'll be
see
honest
about
with
that.
you. Okay, I'm
We will
just gonna
see.
say Yamato has to stay to help you think. It
Oh
don't
god.
like okay. Let's just say this, Pizza. There's one more. Who would help Yamato to? I mean, who will help Momonosuke? Yeah, he's still a kid. Yeah,
I mean,
he's
you
still.
got the scarabs
Who?
as well.
No, like some of the Scabbards. Kinemon's dead.
Yeah, I
Some
mean,
of them.
Kinemon
I'm
isn't the
saying.
scarab. Isn't a It's a scarab. He's not the whole scarab.
I'm saying even if Momonosuke he needs somebody that would like represent as a leader, like thing. And I feel like Yamato, who is kind of like second in command to Kaido or something like that, like a leader status. I feel like it's perfect for Yamato. I mean Yamato's perfect fit.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so I think let's. Is there any host wants to add anything before we end this?
No, I thought that this was just a great chapter. Absolute great
Yes,
chapter.
amazing
It's
chapter.
lit.
Yes.
Literally,
Yes.
literally
Same.
one of the best.
Okay. I think that's wrap it up. Be sure to watch our live podcast again. We have this, if you like this content, please let us know and comment below. We go live at 3 p.m. CST and 21,000 CST. Monday is Black Clover chapter review. Wednesday is anime conversation, and Friday is One Piece chapter review. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy any our content, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button and comment below. And also follow us in our Instagram, Twitter, or our our Facebook. And we'll do an additional content poll. One big thanks to all of us in Otaku International. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.